Good morning, dear students. Welcome you all in today's history class. Today, we will continue the chapter The Rise of Small Kingdoms in North India. The main objective of today's class is to enable you to explain the administration of North Indian states. You will also be able to discuss the social, economic condition and religious beliefs of North Indian states during the medieval period. Before we start discussing the governance in North India, let us revise first whatever we have learnt earlier. Dear students, we have studied the age of three empires, Palas, Pratiharas and Rashtrakutas. We also studied the rule by Rajput rulers in North Indian states during medieval period. Along with the contribution of these dynasties, we also studied that how the continuous wars among them led to their decline. In today's class, we will study that how these kingdoms were successful in providing stable administration, which was helpful in the progress of these dynasties. We will also discuss the main features of society, economy, and religions of North Indian states. So let us start first with the administration of North India during the medieval period. The most powerful person was king. Different officials gave him assistance, means they helped the king. The king divided his whole empire into provinces. As today we see, India is divided into states. India is a country and it is divided into states. At that time, states were known as provinces. The king was head of military and judiciary. They also maintained strong armies. Now, we will know about the economy of North Indian states during medieval India. There was huge gap, means a big gap among different social classes. The royal families, high officials and traders, they all were prosperous, means they were very rich. But the people living in villages were poor. The temples were centers of riches. So many invaders got attracted and they attacked the temple. Feudal system was also prevalent in North India. Means there were many landlords. The king gave land to his officers as rewards. These landlords were known as Thakurs or Rais. These landlords helped the king during the war. They provided military assistance to king, means they sent army or horses for battlefield during the war. But instead of being more helpful, this feudal system led to the decline of many empires. Many feudal lords cheated with king. They gave only small part of land revenue to king and rest they kept secretly. On the other hand, on the one hand, feudal system weakened the power of king, and on the other hand, many feudal lords like Chauhans, Parmaras, they became more powerful and they established their own independent empires. Next is society. Means now we will discuss the social condition of North Indian states. Dear students, at that time also caste system was prevalent and it was very rigid. Means rules and regulations of castes were very strict. The king feudal lords, and the Brahmins. They were at high positions. They were at the top. Their life was full of luxury. On the other hand, the condition of Shudras was very poor. They cultivated lands, paid heavy taxes to king, and also faced social discrimination. Means they were considered as inferior in society. The condition of women was very bad in society. They were not allowed to be educated. There were also many evil practices such as sati system, child marriage, polygamy, and Johar. Now, we will discuss them one by one. First of all, sati system. According to this, a widow threw herself on her husband's funeral pyre, means she was burnt alive with her husband's dead body. There was tradition of child marriage also, no age bar. They also followed polygamy. Polygamy was a custom according to which a man could have more than one wife at same time. So many marriages. Next is Johar. The women of royal families committed Johar to protect their honor if their husbands were defeated or killed in a battle. In this custom, women jumped into the fire willingly. So all these evil practices show that the condition of women was very miserable. Now, we will discuss the religion followed by rulers of North Indian states. The Rajputs worshipped God Vishnu and Shiva. They also worshipped goddesses Kali, Lakshmi, and Durga. They gave grants to Brahmins called Brahmadeya or Agrahara. Means Brahmadeya and Agrahara are the names of grants given to Brahmins. Hinduism was more powerful than Buddhism. During this period, Bhakti saints preached devotion to God. They also opposed discriminations prevalent in society, superstitions, and narrow-mindedness also. So, dear students, I hope you all are able to explain the administration, economic and social condition, and religion of North Indian states. Let us revise quickly whatever we have learned today with the help of our textbook. Same as earlier, I will ask you questions and you will try to think upon the right answer. So, my first question is, who was all powerful in North India? King. Who assisted him? Different officials. The empire was divided into provinces. The king was also the head of military and judiciary. What did they do to maintain strong armies? They spent huge amounts to maintain huge or strong armies. Now, economic condition. Who were prosperous? Who were very rich? The royal family, high officials, and traders. They all were very rich. And who were poor? People living in villages were poor. Feudal lords were famous as Thakurs and Rais. They provided military assistance to king, military help to king. Now we will revise society or social condition. The society was strictly divided on the basis of caste system. High position in society was of king. Speak with me. King, Brahmins, and feudal lords. The condition of Shudras was very bad. Land was cultivated by Shudras. The condition of women was very bad. The name of evil practices, speak after me, Sati, Johar, child marriage, and polygamy. Good. Now we will revise religion. Gods worshipped by Rajputs, Vishnu and Shiva. Goddesses worshipped by Rajputs were Kali, Lakshmi and Durga. The most popular religion was Hinduism. The things opposed by Bhakti saints were social discrimination, superstition and narrow-mindedness. So dear students, you can watch this video lecture again to revise the administration, social economic condition and religion of North Indian states during medieval period. In part 2, you will learn about education, trade, art and architecture of North Indian states during medieval period. Thank you.